Hi, I'm Dr. Leslie Tay and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I have got a very yummy recipe for you. It's Taiwanese style Lu Rou Fan with Lu Tan. And it's all very simply done in an instant pot. So this kind of pot is very good if you have a small kitchen and you need one equipment to do everything. Because you can saute, you can slow cook, you can pressure cook. What we need is some pork belly. And this is a pork belly that you can easily get from the supermarket. Usually, you know, the frozen one, it already comes cut so thin. First thing to do is to dry the pork belly. If you're using frozen pork, once you defrost it, usually there's a lot of water. Of course, if you can get your hands on fresh pork, that works really well. Today's recipe is really for busy people who don't really have time to do a lot of fancy cooking, but still want something that's really yummy. We're just going to cut our pork into sort of 1 centimeter. This is the typical size that they use to cook Lu Rou Fan. There are, of course, many different kinds of Lu Rou. Cantonese, Hokkien, Teochew, and all the Chinese dialects have their own braised pork recipe. So this typically is the Taiwanese Lu Rou Fan. Pork is all ready. So what you want to do is to bulk it up with non-meat ingredients. So I find that the radish works really well. Really nice when you bite into it. It looks like pork fat actually. Radish is a very good vegetable for stewing. Unlike potatoes, if you stew it too long, they'll break apart. But the radish, no matter how long you cook it, it just stays the same shape. It doesn't turn into mush. So just basically cut it into 1 centimeter cubes. So that's all the cutting. So now let's start cooking. So this is the instant pot. This is basically an electric pressure cooker. Because it's cooking food under pressure, it reduces the time by about 2/3. So whatever takes you about half an hour to cook, like today's dish, is going to take you about 1.5 hours to get all that pork belly, is really tough meat, into really soft, melt in your mouth meat. So the first step is to saute the meat. What we'll do is to turn on the saute function, okay, and we'll wait for the pot to heat up. Okay, once it's hot, it's ready to saute. So add some oil into the pot. Then we're going to add all the pork belly. This is called braised pork because you basically need to fry the pork before you add in the liquid. If you just add the liquid to the pork without frying it, then it's called boiling. So you want to get some browning on the surface of the pork. This will help it develop more flavor. When the pork browns, all the surface protein and the sugars, they combine with the heat, and it's called the Maillard reaction that produces a lot of flavor. Of course, if you are short of time, you can quickly just saute it and then add in all the ingredients and close the pot. If you want to make it nicer, you got a few more minutes, then take your time and give the pork a nice saute. The first thing to add is the alcohol. I'm using sake today, 100 ml of sake. You can use Chinese wine or whatever other sort of like sweet, clear cooking wine. The aroma of the pork turns from that porky pork smell into a nice alcoholic aroma. You know it's ready. This is thick soy sauce. Just some water. This is light soy sauce. A bit of rock sugar. And this is the secret ingredient that is going to make it taste like Taiwanese Lu Rou Fan. This is actually shallot sauce, which is available online or at the supermarket. All you need to do is to add in this shallot sauce. You give it a smell. It's got that typical Taiwanese sort of flavor. When you smell it, it's sort of nice and you can't really put your finger on it. Maybe it tastes a bit like luncheon meat, that kind of flavor. But it's a very pleasant, yummy, sort of meaty aroma. And finally, we're going to add in all the radish. So once all the radish is in, we'll close the lid and lock it. And now what we do is we press cancel. All the functions are already here. So what we want to do is, since we are stewing some meat, we're braising the meat, we press meat It's automatically set for 30 minutes on high pressure, and that's it. Instant Pot is the best-selling electric pressure cooker in the US, and it's just made its debut in Singapore. I'm sure it's going to be a very popular machine. I can see why. I've used it for a few weeks now. It's really easy to use, and it works like a charm because I think the way that it regulates the pressure is very precise. It does take some time for the pressure to build up. Once this little knob is up, right, you know that it's pressurized. There's no way that you can open the lid anymore. It's a locking mechanism. From now on, everything is going to be just like that for the next 30 minutes. So the 30 minutes is up, so basically everything is already cooked. You can actually leave it in the pot to let the pressure release naturally, or you can press this button and release the pressure. But don't worry lah, it's not that hot. So make sure you stand out of the way, don't go too near, although it is quite safe up here. But if you put your hand right in front of the steam, you're gonna get a burn, alright? Okay, so the safety valve's gone down, so now we can open the lid. Alright, you see? Oh, look at all that. That radish is already nice and soft and it's soaked up all that braising sauce. Tender and melt in your mouth. If you want to thicken the liquid, what you can do is to put on the saute function and just let it saute so they can evaporate some of the excess liquid. Or if you're in a hurry, you can just add in some cornstarch or potato starch to thicken the gravy. Oh, look at that. Are you hungry? So I've got my bowl of rice. I'm using Japanese short grain rice, which is perfect for this. Look at all that. Of course, you can have this straight away, but if you can leave it overnight, it'll taste even better the next day. And if you're going to leave it overnight, what I suggest you to do is to make some soft-boiled eggs, and then you leave the eggs inside the sauce overnight, and you get some nice Lu Tan. Like that. Ooh, look at this. This is lovely. Put some greens. And there you go, my Lu Rou Fan with Lu Tan. Made very easily in an instant pot. Almost instantly. Actually, if you put it this way, almost looks like Kermit the Frog. Oh, some of you asking how to do the egg. Okay, I gotta show it to you. With an instant pot, you can do these sort of ramen eggs really very easily. You know, last time when you tried to do this sort of eggs in the normal pot with water, right? It's so difficult to peel. But with a pressure cooker, man, it's easy. All you need to do is put in the rack, add 1 cup of water, put in 4 eggs or 6 or how many eggs you want to eat. Close the pot. Make sure it's low pressure, 4 minutes. And once you hear the instant pot beep, that's when you take out the eggs and put into the ice bath. All clear, all clear, all clear. Release. Okay, the release valve is gone down. It's safe to open. Quickly just put all your eggs into a ice bath. You want to quickly chill it. Stop the cooking. You need to leave it in the water bath for at least 5 minutes before you start peeling it, because if you peel it too early, when it's hot, the egg white is still very tender and you are likely to break it. So you know how difficult it is sometimes to peel the shell off your eggs, especially when your eggs are too fresh. When the eggs are too fresh, the egg white is too full. As the egg ages, the egg white shrinks, and that's why old eggs are easier to do hard-boiled eggs with. But with a pressure cooker, you can do it with fresh eggs because the pressure inside the pressure cooker helps to separate the membrane from the egg white. So the eggs have been chilled and it's now cold. So let's start peeling our eggs. You got to be a little bit gentle because these are soft boiled in the sense that the yolk is still runny. See how easily the shell comes off the egg? Such a great feeling, right? when you get something right. Look at that. Okay, beautiful. See, still soft. Ooh, look at that. Perfect. 4-minute, low pressure, perfect ramen eggs. Until next time, happy cooking.